Hello everyone, welcome back to our new initiative Daily Issue Analysis DIA, and I'm glad that you all are liking and I got the very encouraging messages and feedbacks from all of you. Thank you for showering the love and feedback. Let's start with today's discussion. So today we have taken this topic death penalty, and this is very important topic which was there in news recently. So we should know why is it in news. It is in news because Supreme Court has asked the government to institutionalize a mechanism by which information crucial to decide whether a person should be condemned to death or not can be gathered and placed on record before the trial judges. So Supreme Court has given the direction to the government to create institutional mechanism about gathering such information because of the lower judiciary activism and frequent death row penalties were being given. So Supreme Court is now asking that there has to be institutional mechanism to decide about such cases. So Supreme Court is saying no effort has been ever made to dig deeper into the convict's history. About the mitigating circumstances should be known. So convicts' childhood experience, mental health issues, traumatic events in the or any other familial, social, and cultural factors which to which the convict was exposed to such information, these information would not be there with the judges. So they are suggesting that such information collection should happen. But how to do that? So they are suggesting the court has said that mitigating investigators or the experts should be there who should come from the background of sociology, they can come from the background of anthropology, criminology, psychology, and these experts should have freedom to interview the convicts, their families, friends, and other associates, whosoever is related with that convicts, to draw the complete picture of the past, so that accordingly the information will give that why and from where that person is coming, about the mental status, about the background, values, everything can be analyzed, and accordingly these experts should place the information before the trial judge. So the idea of Supreme Court which is being suggested is that it will lead to a more enlightened approach to decide whether the death penalty should be given or not. Okay, so this is about why it was in news. Before we proceed to discuss the arguments, pros and cons of death penalty, here we have the definition of death penalty. So it is the punishment which involves the legal killing of a person who has committed a serious crime such as murder, rape, heinous crimes. So this is the definition of death penalty. Whenever you are struggling to write the introduction, you should know what is the appropriate introduction. So this is very simple. Even if you don't remember anything, just remember that it is the legal killing of the person. Okay, this is about the definition. Now let's understand the different arguments for the death penalty. So our arguments will be one by one, we will discuss. So the first argument is that this death penalty creates fear. It acts as deterrence. So it creates fear. You remember in childhood days and even now parents, they punish one sibling in front of the others so that it makes other sibling scared of making the same mischievous attempts should not be repeated, should not be done. So there will be a fear. There will be the kid will not try to do that again. So the same can be applied to the death penalty. Since we are discussing again arguments for death penalty, so we are putting this argument that it acts as a deterrence, right? Human beings are afraid to lose their lives. So in such cases, the fear of death penalty has chances to stop people from committing such crimes. So deterrence effect. Next argument is that this death penalty gives a sense of justice to the victims and a sense of closure to the family. So it is also said that the capital punishment in a way appeases the victim's family and victim him or herself. Okay, so a sense of closure is required. They need with respect to dealing with their pain and suffering. So this is another argument. Next is the death penalty overall is cost effective. Decisions of giving someone the death penalty with respect to their crimes is cost effective because if we have to give imprisonment someone for the crime they have committed is far costlier. The maintenance cost is far costlier if we compare with executing them. Okay, so these are the arguments with respect to death penalty three arguments. We'll see the other arguments. The fourth argument which is there is that whatever death penalty is given, it follows a judicial process. A judicial process is involved, so we cannot call it arbitrary. We have safeguards to lay down in the form of arrest, or rarest of the rare case, as was laid down by Bachchan Singh case. Okay, so it is not an arbitrary process. A judicial process is involved. So means proper due care has been given to decide case which case we have to award death penalty. Not only that, sometimes the argument will be made that we are living in a civilized world and we should not have death penalty. So it's not correct. It is retained even liberal democracies like USA. So we cannot we cannot call USA uncivilized. So it is there for a purpose itself. And also, the sixth argument can be with respect to our neighborhood. Our neighborhood is not stable. We have It's not peaceful. We have security challenges. Terror attacks are there. So if we have death penalty, so at least we know now from the case of Kasab, Mumbai attack 2008, that death penalty was there. It acts as deterrence. So our neighborhood is not peaceful, security challenges are there. So in that case also, we give argument for the death penalty. Next is that threat to others. A person who has committed a serious crime can be threat to other inmates if only imprisoned, because now they don't have any fear. They have done maximum in their life. They have committed more, the epitome of crime in their life. So now they can be threat to others as well. So it is very important to punish them, and whenever they are doing any heinous crime, serious crime, so that penalty is one of the solutions, so that they cannot harm others. Okay, so these are the arguments for the death penalty. Now we'll see arguments against death penalty. The first argument is that it is against life and liberty, which is guaranteed under Article 21 of our Constitution, that is Indian Constitution. So it is against that. Not only that, the second argument is that humanitarian concern is there. The concern is two wrongs do not make one right. So using it as a retribution is just another word for taking revenge. So we are being guided by the feeling, the value of revenge, which is not desirable value in the society, right? Third argument is it affects marginalized segments of society more, and they cannot afford the strong legal support it needs to fight such cases. So it has been seen that marginalized segments are more affected by death penalty. So these are the three arguments. We'll see further more arguments. The fourth argument, which is another very important argument, is that scope of mistakes. So if a wrong decision is made and the person is wrongfully executed, nothing can be done to fix the mistake. There is no scope of correction. There is no scope of checking. So it might happen that judiciary is already overburdened. Judiciary has not only burdened, the process can be flawed sometime. The case can be implanted against someone in a wrong manner. So there are chances or scope of mistakes as well. Many times it has happened that lower judiciary will decide something, high court and supreme court will quash that case. So scope of mistake is there. So if the person has been executed, how we will forgive it, how we will correct that mistake, how we will reopen the case. So in the case of any other punishment, a case can always reopen and compensation can be made. So this is another argument against death penalty. Next is our religious angle is also there. So the common notion is that in any religion, be it Hinduism, Islam, or any religion, Christianity, Sikhism, the common notion is that life is given by God and is sacred. So life can only be taken when God allows it and not any other way. So this is our religious angle which puts a sanction on death penalty. International scenario, if we analyze, so United Nation has 193 members, 193 members, and out of which some around 170 states have either abolished or introduced a moratorium on death penalty, either in a law or in practice, or even they have suspended executions for more than 10 years now. So even coming from international experience, we have experiences that people are going away from death penalty. Not only that, our other argument can be with respect to this rarest of rare case which has been defined in Bachchan Singh case by Supreme Court is very subjective in nature, and it depends upon the prerogative of the judge presiding. They come from some certain background, they have their own sense of judgment. Definitely law is there, but the judgment or the case was that the finally it was decided that the rarest of the rare cases, so it is very vague. What is the meaning of rarest of the rare? It has been not defined anywhere. So these are the other set of arguments against death penalty. We'll see further few more. Other set of arguments which we can use against death penalty are our philosophy. We come from the land of Buddha, land of Mahatma Gandhi, land of Guru Nanak Dev. Basically, we are land of ahimsa. So an eye for an eye will make the whole world blind. Buddha is talking about ahimsa. Ashoka, he changed his way, he's mended his way, and he followed the path of Dhamma. Gandhiji, he talks about non-violence. He fought with Britishers with this tool of ahimsa. Even our Guru Nanak Dev, he changed the cannibal Kauda by through his love, by looking at into his eyes, radiating love and compassion. Right. So it is this death penalty is against our philosophy, the philosophy of our land. Not only that, the argument which says that it acts as a deterrence, if that is the case, then why still we are facing the instances of murders? Rapes have not reduced. Even after Nirbhaya, we had Hyderabad case, we had Hathras incident. Why? So we should ask this question if it is really acting, creating any deterrence effect or not. The other set of argument can be backfire, means if the rape attracts death penalty, then a rapist would kill the victim and escape rather than leave the victim alive. If the victim is alive, then victim will go and complain. So the chances are high that now they will murder the victim after rape. So this death penalty or this law that for any particular crime death penalty is there, it can backfire also, right? Not only that, activism from lower courts is increasing. Often, lower courts pronounce death penalty but are not upheld by High Court or Supreme Court. This shows that more serious consideration is required by lower courts, and that is why this was in news. And Supreme Court has suggested that there has to be an institutional mechanism to decide about the mitigating circumstances. Then they are suggesting mitigating experts to understand the scenario, the background of the convicts. Let's have a look in the what is next. So with this, we have seen the arguments for death penalty. We have a lot of arguments for and against. So we can write beautiful analysis, answer, and now you can even write essay around it. Okay. So now we have important judgment, that is Shatrugan Singh judgment. So guideline was laid down by Supreme Court. The first guideline which was laid down was that death sentence to be commuted to life imprisonment in case of ordinate delays in deciding mercy plea. So if there is commutation should happen in case of inordinate delays, because that double jeopardy, right? It leads to double jeopardy. So death sentence should be commuted. Next, rejection of mercy petition should be communicated to prisoner and family members. So this guideline has been given in this judgment, but we know how it is being followed. Third point, the third guideline was time to be given. At least they are saying 14 days time should be there between rejection of the petition and execution. It means it will allow the convict to prepare mentally for the death penalty. So these are the guidelines which were laid down in Shatrugan Singh judgment, which is very important for judiciary, which is important to follow that what procedure has to be followed. Okay. Now we'll see Law Commission understanding about death penalty. So the Law Commission understanding which we are going to use as a way forward. So we are done with judgments. We know about the definition. We know about why it was in news. We know about the for and argument. So what should be the way forward? If we analyze the way forward, India is actually moving away from death penalty. There is decline in the number of cases over the years. And not only that, in the last 13 years, only 4 people were executed, including Ajmal Kasab, Yaqub Menon, right? So this you can use that yes, India is already moving away from death penalty. Not only that, Law Commission, the 262 262nd report 262nd report of Law Commission in 2000, in its 2015 report on the death penalty, and that too under Ajit Prakash Shah, the chairmanship of retired Justice Ajit Prakash Shah, recommended the abolition of capital punishment for all the crimes other than terrorism related offences and waging war. So what Ajit Shah Prakash Commission, Law Commission recommended that the capital punishment should be abolished for all the crimes other than terrorism related offences and waging war, right? It highlighted, this Law Commission report highlighted that the notion of an eye for eye, tooth for tooth has no place in our constitutional criminal justice system. Basically, our constitutional morality is against that, right? So we know about our values, we know about our laws, we know what constitutional values we have to follow. So the law of land, the values of the land, the value of the constitution, everything is pointing against death penalty. And we have international examples, we have judgments in place which are guiding us. So now it is up to us what to decide. It is up to judiciary, legislature, we as a society, we should raise our voice that okay, what shall be done. So this is it with respect to death penalty. Hope you all enjoyed the discussion. Feel free to add any value, any feedback. You can use the comment section to give your feedbacks, and do follow their videos. It will help you a lot. I'm sure it would be helping. Take care. Thank you and bye bye. We will meet in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye bye.